Carmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old Texas student charged with murder, has one thing after another surfacing about him that, through the eyes of a former inmate of 10 years, are only making his future in prison more and more frightening and dangerous for him. Today, we are going to look at a very viral written description and some words coming from another student who knew Karmelo and knew a little about his reputation and gives a description of him, at least in his opinion. This has been getting a lot of attention over the last day or so. We're going to take a look at that and then break down exactly what that means for his imminent prison experience and why it's not good at all. Let's get started. First up, we have the viral comment itself. It's kind of distinct to me when you see just some BS troll comment that's just meant to incite emotion and rage bait, if you will, get people fired up and just bother people and be a nuisance. And then there's comments that have this air of genuity to them. And this seems like one of those comments. Let me just read it for you. This user says, "I'm from Allen, Texas. Karmelo went to school with my grandson, and my grandson told us about Karmelo and how he has sticky fingers. The tents are set up," the tents meaning the ones at the track meet where this all happened. The tents are set up for the team to keep their equipment out of the sun and rain, and a place to keep personal belongings secure. This is why they don't want anyone in their team area. Karmelo has been known to go through other players' bags and students' backpacks. Karmelo has been caught at school stealing, and his reaction is to throw fists. It will probably come out in the trial. Now, let's go ahead and get the other two comments he left, because there are hundreds and hundreds of replies to this, obviously, with all the attention it's gotten over there on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. And someone did respond and say, "Oh, was he actually there when this happened?" And so this user responds and says, "No, ma'am, but he heard about what happened at the meet and told us who Karmelo is," in his mind and based off his experience with Karmelo and what he's heard, right? "My grandson doesn't run track. He plays football and baseball," which is interesting because we know Karmelo was also a pretty prominent football player by all accounts. Now, there is some more comments, obviously, but there is one more, a third response from this original commenter. And he is responding to someone and says, "No, they went to a different school from my grandson. Heard about the twins who are football players. That's about it." And he's responding to this person right above who says, "Do you know anything about the other guy?" Which his name is Austin Metcalf, ma'am or sir. But yeah, he says, "No, went to a different school and just kind of heard that they're football players. That's about it." But that is what he knows about Karmelo Anthony. Now, I think this is interesting. Obviously, disclaimer, this is just a comment, but I don't think it would have gotten this much attention if not for the fact that there's something that rings in there that tells you somewhere deep inside, this really happened. This conversation happened. His grandson, he may not have been best friends with Karmelo, but he's heard about him. He knows about him. He knows the name. Everybody's talking around that area, and everybody's got some type of story or something to say or something they've heard, or they're one run in or brush by or encounter or two or three with Karmelo, right? That's especially in high school. That's how it goes. And I think you can feel that this conversation really happened with his grandson. And I think his grandson meant that. And, you know, whether that's the end-all, be-all of who Karmelo is as a person, sure it's not, but that's what his grandson knows about Karmelo. And there's some things there, once again, coming from a standpoint of this guy's going to prison for murder. If he wouldn't be charged with it. I'm just telling you, okay? You can disagree, you can feel how you want to feel, I don't care. But let me talk to you about Why this is just, I think this is the fourth thing that I've seen come up in the media on the internet about Karmelo, and every single time something comes up, here's number 4, it just gets worse and worse for how this just shapes what his experience and how his life will be in prison once he goes. Let me tell you something about thieves in prison. And you may think, oh, thieves, well, that's par for the course. More than half of them probably are thieves. They're probably in there for being thieves. True. But let me tell you something. Once you get in there, it's another world. It's another community. It's a neighborhood. Okay, it's an entirely different universe. And now everything is heightened. There's new levels of respect. There's new ways of conducting yourself so that everybody isn't killing each other. Okay, you got a bunch of grown, criminal, hardened, angry, bitter, cold men who don't want to be there and don't want to be around you. How do we learn to go about every single day for God knows how long without wringing each other's necks? That's where new rules get into place. You can't be going around. I don't care if you were, the biggest thief of the 40 C's. When you are out, you don't come in prison and start stealing. It's different because now, okay, somebody's going to mess you up. Oh, well, you stole my stuff. Well, that's fine. I mean, hey, we're all thieves here. Steal away. No, somebody's going to be pissed. Somebody's going to be pissed. Everything is prison politics, survival relationships, beneficial relationships. What can you do for me? And I can do things for you in return. And we have this thriving, surviving off each other relationship. And I need to build several of those within this cell block to meet all my needs. And I need to be a need meter. And I'm sure there's a funny little prison joke that could be made out of that term I just came up with. Need meter. But seriously, you have to have something of value to other people too. And give that and supply that, and then also you can get what others have to give. That's how all this works. It's very intricate. You can't come in there and just start stealing crap. That's the point here. I will get to rambling because I've lived it, I've learned it, I've mastered it. What a thing to master, but unfortunately I have. And that's how it works. You can't go in there and just start stealing crap. In fact, gangs have a rule. It is a law. If you steal, and let me tell you how prisoners think of stealing. If you go while, Big Jim McGee with one eye is in the shower, and so you tiptoe into his cell and you steal his honey bun from under his pillow and go eat it. And he's none the wiser. He doesn't know who did it. By the way, somebody's always going to see something. It's always eventually going to come out who did it. That's stealing to inmates. If you go in Big Jim McGee with one eye cell and say, hey man, I know you got a honey bun under your cell. Let me get that. I'm hungry. I need that. What are you going to do about it? Give it to me right now, or I'm going to take it. That's called taking something, if you ask inmates. Gang members are allowed to take. You are never allowed to steal by that definition, by those examples. Because stealing, when you're all sneaky and tiptoeing and behind people's back, that is seen as weak. You're frightened. You're scared to get caught. You have to do this in secret because you're scared that you might get caught and confronted. Taking is gangster, right? That's just a little insight into how thieves are perceived in prison. Now, Karmelo, if you're known for going in people's stuff, and then when people catch you and call you out on it, you want to throw fists, let me tell you something. There's a lot more. You might be familiar with this, brother, considering what you're charged with. People don't just start throwing fists. They start slinging iron. They start running metal through people's ribs. They start running iron through people's organs. Okay, they don't just start putting their dukes up. Okay. It gets serious. People don't like thieves. In fact, it's so funny. I've been in many cell blocks where there will be like community lynchings. Let's say something goes missing. Oh, somebody stole my cigarette. Somebody stole my contraband cell phone. Who did it? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Well, it's been 3 hours. I've asked everyone All my buddies have gone around. They've pulled in every favor they can. They've done everything to get any little tidbit of a smidgen of information that might give us a lead. Nobody knows anything. We don't know who did it. Looks like I'm probably never going to get my crap back. Okay. Everybody round up. Let's go beat up all the known thieves. If you stole 2 months ago and then you never stole anything again, but you got caught stealing and you're a known thief, you have a reputation as someone who will steal. There might be, in my cell block, there was like 3 or 4 people. Somebody stole a week ago. Somebody stole yesterday. Somebody stole 3.5 months ago. They will go cell to cell and beat up all 3 of them. Like, y'all are the ones who we know are known to be thieves. You have reputation as thieves. So when we can't find the actual perpetrator, we just go around and beat up the thieves. And so Karmelo, looks like you're already coming into prison with the reputation, with the stamp on your forehead, thief. So there you have a stamp of weakness, scaredness, which, oh man, don't let people realize that you're a little bit timid and a little bit scared. And obviously of some hardened convicts. We're not talking a fellow student who's just out there trying to live his life and excel in sports and protect his book bag from getting rifled through, allegedly. Some real headbusters. They already see that on you. And then on top of that, anytime anything, you could go in there and never steal. Anytime anything comes up missing, at least for a while, there's actually, it's great. It's the structure is insane. Some places you can go a 6-month period without stealing anything, and everyone can have account for your alibi. When this came up missing, oh, he was in the cell with me. We were making some noodles. He was reading a book. I was here with him the whole time. If you can go 6 months without being caught up in any suspicion of anything coming up missing, you can get your name cleared off the community thief list, and you won't be involved in these roundabout butt whoopings when something comes up missing because you have that reputation. But until that 6 months, oh, buddy, you could walk in there, something comes up missing that day, you might get got. Just go, hey, we know about you. We saw that. We know you're a little thief. That's how they feel. That's how they think. They don't care whether you probably didn't do it, but you know what? This will even more so. You're getting beat for something you didn't do? Very likely. But you know what? You stole that one time. It's a deterrent. It's a deterrent. You really, really don't want that title placed upon you. You see what I'm saying? So, but already there's just one more thing. There's just one more thing that does not help him, does not help his image or his reputation before he even sets foot on a prison yard. It is just thing after thing after thing hurting him. That's my assessment. That's my take. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Does that make sense? Or am I just a big old doofus who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about and I'm full of crap? That's fine. I can take it. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hi everyone, I'm Christina Green, the dentist who helped Jumpsuit Pablo get his smile, health, and confidence back. If you're interested in seeing if your medical insurance has the same coverage for a full mouth rehabilitation surgery, just like the one I did for Jumpsuit, please reach out to us. You can either scan the QR code here or email us at implants.christinagreendds@gmail.com. Thank you, Kiosk Club members, and I look forward to hearing from you.